what a divine masculine really truly craves deep down is freedom. Like they want to be with their love, but they want that freedom. They don't want to feel like she's controlling me, she's trapped. And then I feel like deep down, women, we really just want love. Like you do, you know?
Wow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spiritual Stylist podcast. This is your host, Melanie, aka Hair by Mel, aka the Spiritual Stylist, and I am here with a new episode. And today we have a guest, and I'm so excited to show you guys her, to transform her hair. So now let me introduce my client and dear friend, a beautiful soul, Jasmine. What's up, beautiful?
Nothing much. Thank you.
We about to get her right.
Yes, ma'am.
Period, babe.
Go.
So,
what's the prognosis, doctor?
What's the prognosis? But like, this is actually so exciting. Literally. So you shaved your head?
Yes. Buzzed it.
Buzzed it. Okay, so first we're gonna have a little hair consult, babe.
Yes,
first
ma'am.
we're gonna talk hair, then we're gonna talk all the other things, okay?
Sounds good.
So when's the last time you bleached it?
Actually, like a month ago.
Okay.
I believe.
And I feel like what are you thinking for your haircut?
So honestly, you could go creative on that.
Uh-huh.
I would say maybe, like not too short, like on the sides and like basically where my scar is, because I have a little scar. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, tell me what.
Wait, tell me.
No, okay, we're literally telepath because I'm like starting to ask you what you want, and I'm like, why am I even asking her?
You already know, bro.
Yeah, like I guess to give I know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me. I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, that is valid.
That is valid. Okay, so what I want to do with you, look at our energy. Whenever she comes in, our energy is just contagious like this. It's actually crazy. So yes, I do want to keep your top, the length on the top for sure.
Yes.
Like this, I like the length of this,
God.
but I want to like fade.
That.
Yeah.
That.
Okay.
Bro, give me a fade.
Give you a fade, and then we're gonna bleach you out and get you icy blondes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That little caress just got me in heaven.
See, it does feel good.
Literally go as like blonde white as
possible.
You want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
And how are you feeling with shorter hair? Do you feel more free?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because when we have like so much material around us and we depend on it to like, I guess, express ourselves, like longer hair, I felt more constricted and like in my own sense of freedom when I had long hair. Okay. But when I decided to make the chop, I feel like now I'm actually expressing my femininity.
Wow, yes, because you said that you associated femininity with the hair length, right?
For me, personally.
For you. Did somebody tell you that growing up?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm Hispanic.
I feel like in a Hispanic household, it's big, right?
Yeah.
Also,
el pelo.
We are just about to cleanse your energy with the Palo Santo, okay, from your feet.
Thank you.
Just clearing all your chakras, any energy lingering from the day. And Palo Santo, if you don't already know, sage clears all the energy, but Palo Santo just welcomes in the good. So I really like working with this one too.
Why is that? Just because it welcomes in positive?
Yeah, basically like if you move into a new place and then you sage, if you want to like clear the energy so there's nothing, you sage it because it takes away that. But once you've already set the vibe, see how we've like set the vibes of today and it's already going good and we have that vibe. So now we want to like continue with that vibe. So if we did sage, it's not like, oh, it's going to be ruined, but then it would clear out that energy. But we've already set such a nice like foundation in here, you know.
Absolutely.
Also, a little rundown with her is I've been doing her hair for a while, right?
Yes.
And she had long hair, and we did she had long hair. We did all these different colors, this and that, and then one day she came back and she had cut it off herself. Right?
That sounded mad as fuck. She cut it off.
She had a Britney moment.
Yes, I did.
No, but that's cool. But I respect that though, honestly.
Definitely.
Your hair does hold energy. Okay, she's holding the mic. So also one more thing, just to give you the lowdown, is I'm about to cut your hair a little bit first, and then we're gonna yeah.
It's just kind of glued up on the top because I came here in a wig. So
that wig.
You already know. But like,
so, yeah.
Oh my goodness, like doing edges on short hair, like, oh, I have to learn like the different techniques and all.
Yes, and the way, like, you see how that one girl had those like waves, finger waves. Like, I really want you to do that. That would be gorgeous.
Oh my god, but I don't know how. Like, I don't know anything about like, I guess creativity with like that type of, I guess like short hair type of vibe.
Yeah,
I don't know any of that. We gotta learn.
We gotta get you there, sis. So, yeah, I guess I want to just start off of how are you?
I'm doing well.
And, you know, as we all are on our healing journey, my beautiful friend is on her healing journey too with herself. So, I guess I'll start it off like, and then let you take the wheel of like.
Okay.
You know, I did ask you like, oh, like I was kind of telling everybody how you just chopped your hair off and stuff, but I guess like, just tell me like what led you to start your healing journey and where you're at and stuff.
So definitely, but I got you, girl. I know exactly what we're pinning to. So what inspired me to my healing journey, I would say, is life. I had maladaptive coping mechanisms that drove me to a point where like I saw that I had no respect for myself. And that may resonate with a lot of people. Like I feel like we reach those points where like the coping mechanisms that we're using are just not serving us anymore. And like
you wouldn't tell your friend or little sis to do that. You tell them not to.
Right. Because we care about these people, so we want what's best for them. But when we're living in this body, what seems normal to us does not seem abnormal. Like in that moment, or I said that backwards. But what we're practicing that may not be like essentially the healthiest is not like, it's harder for us to see. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if someone else told me like, okay, this is crazy, like what are you doing to yourself? Yeah. That's when I would probably pay a little attention. I mean, if I'm being honest, like we're all human. Like unless we're very aware of it and we're like, okay, wait, this person does have reason, then yeah, that's when exactly you would look into it and
okay, actually let me go backwards a little bit. Tell me like a bit of your story. Like how was it for you? I guess what I really want like your, it's kind of the Holy Trinity. I want like what led you into your spiritual awakening, where you're at now, and then like you as a kid, you know, what limiting beliefs are you now like facing with yourself that really do stream from when you were a kid?
Absolutely. Oh man.
All the questions.
All of them. Damn, I'm loving the hair already. That's crazy, right? Bro. You're already doing me right.
Already just that little trim.
Gotta get you right. So the first question being, what led me into my spiritual awakening?
Yeah, let's start there.
Okay. So this is gonna be very dark. Actually, an eating disorder.
Oh no, that's very dark. I mean, like that's not. Yeah, like no, that's good, bro. Bring the awareness. Like,
okay. So, I was friends. We were both enabling each other.
Okay.
I
How
was
old were
friends.
you?
I was like junior year of high school.
Okay.
And I mean, I had an eating disorder before then. I just wasn't aware of it.
Yeah.
Then I became aware, and then I was unstoppable. I was a menace. I go hard. That's all I know. Like, no matter what I do, I go hard. So
Yeah.
now I'm putting that energy into something that actually benefits me.
Positive for you. That is so good.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I'm feeling the hair so much.
Oh my god, love it. You ain't even seen nothing yet, girl, so I can't wait till you see the end.
Oh yeah, I trust you, dude. Like you always do me right. But yeah, I mean, I was exploring the modeling scene with this friend of mine at the time in high school. And like we would both like tell each other like, "Oh, I lost this amount of weight in this length of time," and like my hips like became this wide and my waist became this small and like my arms this and that. Like we literally had measurements for each other. And like our motivation was literally like modeling, but ultimately, I mean, both you and I know like what modeling were we gonna really do? Just like take those pictures like with a photographer
Right,
for free.
Honestly, I do feel you.
But like
Unless you're
so
on
young.
Kendall Jenner's list, also posture and then head down.
Perfect.
Right.
Woo! You got it right, girl.
So then, okay.
And so with that, I wanted to be taller because I was interested in being an editorial model.
Wow.
And I discovered. Oh my god, I think it did.
It did?
Wait. Oh shit, sorry, I'm like jumping. Okay, perfect. Let me. Yeah. We're rolling. Okay. Where were we? Oh shit. Being an editorial model. So I was interested in doing that, and I looked into yoga because I heard that like you can stretch and get taller with yoga. So I went for it. And of course the friendship was short-lived, and the yoga stayed. I started to deepen my practice, and eventually a studio found me, or I found a studio, or I don't know how that happened, but like we just found each other, that had like a practice based off of Hinduism.
No.
Yeah, that's the yoga studio.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. It just came to me, and like it aligned perfectly, and so ever since then I've just been practicing yoga from that stance. And
all the way, so yoga is from high school then?
Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Started online, ended in person.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's what led to my spiritual awakening, because that's when I started to question my childhood, my ideologies, my like life itself. Like why is yoga not being talked about? Like why are we not like just trying to cope better as people? Like I mean, I feel like we are, but subconsciously.
Right.
So we're only doing the best that we can.
And what so what did you like seek any help at the time that you went through like the eating disorder in high school? Did you have any like a counselor or a mentor or anyone to help you with that, or did you just get through that like mentally on your own?
So a lot of people brought awareness to me about it, and they referred me to treatment centers. I had one of them even sit with me and like make sure that I called the place, inquired about things, and like tried to sign myself up, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't sign myself up because at that time I was very deep in it, so I didn't like want to acknowledge, and I didn't want to take responsibility for that. So right, I lied to the person like that told me like, okay, here's my phone, like you're gonna call the place. I totally told her like, yeah, I called, but I didn't. So
if you don't mind,
yeah,
which eating disorder was it?
Anorexia.
So not the laugh to cover,
not the coughing laugh.
Not the coughing laugh. I'm gonna get me laughing. Not a funny subject, but
it's heavy. It's dense.
It is, but and anorexia is when you just don't eat at all, right?
Yeah, when you starve yourself. Yeah.
So how many days would you not eat for?
Every day I wouldn't eat. I would just, well, I would eat, but it would be very minimal.
Right, like a couple crackers or something.
Yeah, literally. That's so sad. And like the over exercising. So like my day looked like this. Like I would wake up, I would eat 5 pistachios, I would go for a run, drink hella water, because that's the only thing. I was like, oh, but like I do have to stay hydrated. So like it was kind of like a mix of like being healthy but not. And then yeah, it was literally all carbs too. Like I would just eat like a piece of toast for lunch and that's it. Dinner, that's like, why do you eat 3 times a day? That's crazy.
Well, we actually aren't supposed to eat 3. You're actually only supposed to eat 1 meal a day. You know that, right?
It makes sense,
yeah,
but
like your body is really only supposed to digest like 1 meal a day. Like the 3 meals is like an American diet.
It is
too much. So.
It definitely is. But I mean, it did push like the obsession I had already with cutting weight to an extreme. Because I used that as an excuse of like, oh, but we're only supposed to eat twice a day. Like breakfast is breaking the fast. Like we shouldn't eat breakfast anyway. But but yeah, I mean, ugh.
So that's what ultimately led you to like the beginning of your spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
It's funny because I forgot about that part of your story, but I was thinking like what you were going to say is like when you left your long-term relationship is when you had your spiritual awakening, or would you feel like that was the next part?
That was the next part for sure.
Okay, so let's just go on the timeline.
Let's go.
Oh
so, my God, I've never talked about this like this.
I know we're getting deep, and I know that you're comfortable with me. So obviously, whatever you are comfortable sharing.
I appreciate the awareness. Thank you.
But this is a safe place for you to share this and sometimes like just talking about what has gone like on in our lives and happened to us is actually the healing part. Like if you think about it, like you never like if you're telling somebody your problems or this and that, or even like say you're talking to your man about your day, that you just had a bad day and you're saying all your problems, like a lot of times you don't need him to go back in the day and fix what happened. You can't do that. You just need somebody to like hold that space for you so that you can do it. Like
absolutely.
You can do that work, you know?
When you lay it out, you start to really see like, oh, all these like 99 problems, it's actually 1 or 2.
Right.
Like it's I think it's beautiful that people are able to hold space, like just the quality of friends, the quality of people that like do that is just amazing. So thank you for doing this too.
That's what I do. Big sis wisdom.
Big sis wisdom. Yes. And it's the salon therapy. It's
right, the therapy.
Therapy. It's so precious.
Okay, so then you were in a relationship in high school?
Yes. I was in a 7-year relationship, or no. Over the years it becomes longer and I'm like, what the fuck? No. I believe it was like 5 or 6 years I was in a relationship. It was 6. And I'm gonna be very transparent. That relationship, I was in it because I was liked. Not that I liked the person back. I love him. I grew a love for him, and in a weird, twisted way, I still have love for him. It's just not like the type where I would want to partake in a partnership with this person. Yeah. And I just hope that he forgives me, because when you're unhealed, hurt people. Not trying to excuse my behavior at all, but I mean, I did make a lot of mistakes in that relationship, and that was due to the fact that that relationship did not align with me, and like there were like 2 parts of me like rebelling. Yeah. Like there was this one side that was like, I know what I want, and what I want is not to be here right now. Yeah. And then like the other side of me was like, no, but like we need that validation, we need that love because nobody's ever like stayed, so like let's make this one stay.
Yeah.
And like he had his own issues, which is why he stayed in the relationship.
Right.
So it wasn't personal at all. Like it wasn't anything against each other. It was literally just our attachment issues and like right. And like that's been like the biggest lesson, you know, like what I was telling you, like attachment can ruin your life or it can improve your life. It can be a total opponent or your best companion like going through life.
So, well, how do you feel about the law of detachment?
The law of detachment. I'm not sure exactly what the law of detachment is. Does that have to do with manifestation?
Well, I mean, basically, like along the lines, and it's kind of interesting how you brought up Hinduism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is like, well, Hinduism. I'm about to speak about Buddhism, but they have similar things in them. But
sister spiritualities.
Yeah, sister spiritualities. But it's basically like the law of detachment of like nothing on this earth, not like belongs to us, not even us, honestly. And that
Not
like
even our bodies.
that's why like monks, they don't own anything but the clothes on their body, like not even shoes, nothing, because then we are still attached. Whatever we are still attached to, a lot of times even our addictions, we're not even necessarily addicted, we're just attached to that feeling that it makes us feel, or that routine that we have coped with for so long, you know. So
absolutely,
basically, is it okay if bleach gets on your scar though?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for asking, but yeah.
Of course.
Eat that shit up, girl. You've done it before and it was fine. So
I'm That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And I've done it before too.
I was like, she probably definitely did it. You know? So yeah. What have you had to detach from?
Everything. And I'm still continuing to detach.
Yeah, it never stops.
It never stops.
Yeah.
Once you think you got it.
Once you think you're healed, that's why like even if what healed you, like I'm still not healed.
Yeah.
You're never fully healed. Like you can be healed from something, but then like you're gonna then go to the next part, you know?
Definitely. It's very ignorant to believe like I am healed, I'm fully healed. Yeah. Because I mean we're not. Like
right.
We can only see what the human mind can conceptualize, and like that is literally bare minimum.
Yeah,
it really
seen that
is.
Lucy movie?
Lucy?
Uh-huh.
No. Nope. Doesn't ring a bell.
Really?
Like I Love Lucy? No, that's a show.
It's this one with Scarlett Johansson, but she basically takes this pill that she wasn't supposed to take, that it basically unlocks all her capacity of her brain. So like,
shit.
She's basically a superpower, but superhuman. But that reminded me of what you just said.
It's beautiful. And funny how they make it a pill too. Like the magic pill. The red pill or the blue pill. What's all that about? I actually don't know what the blue pill or the red pill. I'm like, let
me explain.
Do it.
No, I'm just kidding. But seriously. So basically, one of the pills is like if you're going to stay on Earth, if you're going to still live in this matrix of Earth thinking that we are these bodies, that the families, like if you're going to stay in the ignorance and not wake up and like have more of like a chill life, you know? And then the other pill is if you're going to like basically awaken to your soul, awaken out of this matrix, like decode the game and choose yourself. So a lot of people, like for instance, like say, I want to talk about how the Earth is not a globe, right? Say I want to bring that up to someone.
They'll immediately shut it down.
They'll immediately shut it down, or like won't be open to it, or just like not thinking outside of their own box. Like sometimes I'm like, if you pretend like you don't even know anything, does this make sense from just your logic of your own life, not of like what anyone else has taught you? And like basically a lot of people don't want to awaken, or with religion, as I find it a lot of times, actually the deepest is like, oh, like if someone is a certain religion, Christian, this and that, and then like, oh, but like, what about this that contradicts with that? Oh no, like you just pretend like it's not there instead of actually learning that knowledge for yourself. But it's the same way of like, once you go down the rabbit hole, you can't go back. Oh, it's stopped.
Pause. Yep.
Why does it do that?
Wait, it's doing it like much more frequently.
But we can just use mine.
Yeah. Well,
we'll have some clips.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And we could like interchange.
Hi. Boys, you guys meet now.
Oh my goodness, it's so nice meeting you. I saw your beautiful self on Instagram and I was like, bro, this is an inspiration.
She was. And it was like so perfect how you called because I was like, my best friend shaved her head and I did her bald and she was like, really?
Yeah.
It was like a comfort.
That was like cool to know because not many people like do that.
Yeah, when I first met her, I had like this long curly hair, and I was like, "Look, I'm not gonna lie, like, I want you to shave this all off. You down for that?" Because the other hairstylist that I had was like,
"No,
like, she didn't want to dye it bleach blonde. She wasn't getting into the color that I wanted, and I was like, she just didn't want to do it, and I was just like, bro, why am I paying you all this money and you don't even like? I'm leaving not with what I wanted." You know, for like 3 times I went to her, and still every time she was like, "I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it." And I was like, "Bro." So I was like, "Listen, are you gonna do what I want you to do or not? Because I don't have time to play games, and I don't have the money for it either."
Right.
And then she was like, "Hell yeah!" And I was like, "All right, let's get to business."
Period.
Okay. Oh, because hey, I mean, you're different. The fact that you were like, I'm laying it out for you, balls deep. Not many people are that direct with what they want, and the fact that like it's so unfortunate that like hairstylists like are like that, dude. I had the same experience. I don't know if you remember. I came with the same chief complaint.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I wanted to do something to my hair. I forgot what it was. Was it like cut it as well, like short? Yes, it was.
Yeah,
I wanted to cut it short, and I went to like my Hispanic, what is it, family bitch that I would always go to. And then I was like, girl, you got me good. I remember when I was little, I wanted to cut my hair short. My mom never let me, but you always hype me up. This is your time. And then she was like, we're not doing that. And I literally cried. I'm a recovering passive person.
Me too. Well,
girl.
As of last year, I let that go.
Oh my god. I love that. You shaved that off. Wow. Yes, because you're not allowed to be passive when you have no hair.
Like I was like
right.
Actually, when I had the short hair, I was actually like.
Also, for context, everyone, my best friend Kiki is back here.
I forgot we were recording.
I literally just came in and like interrupted your whole entire like.
The whole.
No, you got your space. It was time. Yes.
What were we talking about?
So wait, you
recovering passive person.
Really? This is what we were talking
about? What in the podcast?
What we were talking about in the podcast before you got here?
Yeah.
We were talking about a lot of things like detachment and stuff.
Yeah.
But wait, can I ask you a question though? So like shave that shit off. Like when you mentioned that, like you mean like the people pleaser, like how did you feel?
Okay. Well, that was like metaphorically speaking, right? Because actually when I did have this short hair, this is something that I didn't realize until after I let go of that phase. That was like 4 years of my life, right? Like 3 years. I would say like 3 years of my life.
That you had the short, right?
That I had the short hair. But what I realize now, in hindsight, is that phase of my life was like a soul searching. You know, because I grew up like in the church and stuff, and I grew up like in environments where like it was like very like organized and structured and just with people that were always telling me this is how you're supposed to be, like this is what the way we want you to be successful, the way we want you to dress, the way we want you to act, the way this is the right way to do it, and there's only one way. There's only one right way.
Right.
And I just got to a point where I felt lost because I was like, I feel like there's more. Like, why does everybody, no matter what religion you're in, why does everybody always try to put you in a box? I'm not an in-the-box kind of thinker. So I felt like there was always more, and I felt always misunderstood. I felt like it was my responsibility to be the golden child, but also always ended up like the black sheep. And when I did the hair thing, it was me speaking up. I thought it was me speaking up, standing up for myself, being my own person, saying, look, I don't care what you guys think. But now, in hindsight,
It's like when you do a shrooms trip and you think it's about that, but then after you
Right.
really realize
It's not about
you try to say, okay, I'm gonna go into it with this intention. But either way, no matter what your intentions are, the trip is gonna take you wherever you need to go.
Not us. It's
And
always
you're
us
not
in
really
control.
in control of that,
Yeah.
you know? And like fate is always gonna have its own way.
Right.
And so like for me, afterwards, really actually what happened is I got into acting and I had to become like a clean slate again.
Right.
As much as possible. But then again, I was like, when I got back to like being like chill, you know, and like cooling down off of my like leave me alone, like kind of like rebellious, but not rebellious. Like it's almost like a rebel with a cause. Like I was like, look, like this is my life. This is for me. Like I'm rebelling, but I'm rebelling against the system that was never built for me in the first place.
Right.
You know, like that's the system for somebody else, for those kind of people. I'm different. And I'm allowed to be different because I was made different. So own it, you know? And then I was able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, I don't need to have colorful hair. I don't need to have a bunch of tattoos. I don't need to do all this, that. I don't need wardrobe or anything that I'm wearing, my piercings. I don't need anything on me besides what I'm born with to make me stand out, because I stand out because of who I am from the inside, not whatever I try to broadcast on the outside. My outfits, my blah, blah, blah. My mentality was like, do what you got to do to stand out, to be different. But I am different. That's just it. Right. And I can be take out the piercings, put back my natural hair color, and wear my natural hair. I don't have to straighten it. I don't have to have the blowout. Don't even have to curl it. I can literally just wake up and be exactly who I'm meant to be. Wearing doesn't matter. You don't have to wear the flashy clothes. You don't have to wear nothing that says drip or whatever. No, be yourself. Look at myself in the mirror when I'm like about to get in the shower in my most vulnerable state, nudity, naked. And I love myself. But I had to go through that. I had to go through that phase of that self-discovery, that soul searching. And I didn't do it for anybody else. I didn't try to look cool for anybody else. I did it for me. But in hindsight, I realized that what I thought I was doing was so cool, and so like it was cool. Like I look back,
I was like, shit, that was cool.
Yes, you were that.
Cool. I was that girl, but
for real, and you still are, exactly.
But I still am, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, remember Mel when I was like, I can't be bleaching my hair anymore. Like I felt like I was losing myself. Like I was like, how can I be myself? How can I stand out if I don't have all these cool, flashy hairstyles? And like I'm gonna be so boring, and back to my boring hair color, boring, lame, typical, basic. And then when I realized that like there was beauty in who I am, in my imperfections, my gap, my pimples, my discoloration, all these things that I thought was like imperfections was actually what made me unique, what made me me.
Absolutely.
And that's when I realized that everything that we go through is all for a reason. All the phases, people try to tell you, oh my God, you're gonna cut your hair. What are you they're gonna try to, what are you going through? Oh my God,
what are you going through,
girls?
And you like girls.
Oh my God, I get that so much, and I do, but like. Like, baby, don't think that I'm just a butch. I'm both. And it's usually, literally, and it's usually in the most dirtiest connotation, too. Like, bro, let me be.
So, trust me, like, I always tell people, and, like, I would tell even younger people, that are, in going through that. Like, I started that when I was, like, 19, and then it lasted like a good 6 years of that like soul searching, and that's like the phase. Like after high school, you're an adult.
That's where she's at right now.
I was just going to tell you, like after, like that's where I'm at. I feel like you're speaking to me. Absolutely.
Exactly. I feel like I'm looking at
yourself.
Me.
Yeah.
The me that I was a couple of years ago. And I'm telling you, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
I'm halfway there, mama.
21. Watch. When you turn 25 and your frontal lobe becomes fully developed, everything is going to come together. Everything is going to make sense. I'm not saying you're going to be like, all right, I'm done with the short hair. You might rock that short hair for many, many years to come, and you're going to rock it. But trust me, you're gonna come to that point where you're going to be like, I'm good.
You're gonna know why.
You're gonna know why. You're gonna know. You're just gonna know. It's just gonna. You're gonna feel that feeling of like, I understand now. Like I get it. And you're gonna love. You're gonna look back at your pictures when you were younger and you were like, oh my god, like I hated my hair.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
You're gonna look back and you're gonna be like,
she was so beautiful
and I didn't even know it.
What? Yes, that happens all the time to me.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So my next question, as we're talking about your journey and everything you've been through, is like, one thing I've found as a hairstylist is like when somebody wants to do a big change on their hair, like they're going through a transformation. They're going through a spiritual transformation. So that spiritual transformation, the physical transformation has to match the spiritual transformation. So when I saw that you chopped off your hair, I was like, she is going through her spiritual awakening, so I guess, leading from your eating disorder to your unhealthy like attachment in your relationship with all those years to then leaving that relationship, leaving those old habits behind, where are you at in that transformation now, like that you're actually coming to fruition with your hair, and where is that transition taking you now?
I got some responses.
Uh-huh.
Definitely has to do with attachment ultimately for me. When I chopped off my hair, that was my total like surrender. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My total surrender to just letting things flow in life, because I used to be so much in control from the food.
Oh my gosh, you did, because it's so weird because I don't view you like this.
No.
But the first time you got your hair done with me, you were like that. Like, but I didn't care because you were so chill and you had this, but you were like, this hair, really short. Like you were really specific, which is good. But then look at how you were today. Do whatever. I don't care. Because you like, wow, you did used to be
because
like
I surrender.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So what do you feel like you ultimately have to detach from? Like attachment, like we're attached to.
Oh wait, what was I attached to? Oh my god, everything.
Yeah.
Everything, from the hair to the food to the partners to everything. I was a living, walking, I need something. Like it was constant stimulation. It was constant instant gratification. It was constant I need to grip. I didn't know how to release. And so I guess just to share like a little bit of something vulnerable, when I was just like releasing everything of me, but not in a healthy way. In a relationship, I was losing my identity. I was losing all of these core essential values that I barely had, because I was in a relationship for like most of my high school. So I never really even had that space to develop that. I went ahead and I just like collapsed. So I broke up. Well, my partner broke up with me, and that led me to go into a spiral, and I went into like a whole treatment center, and I was diagnosed prior with BPD, which is borderline personality disorder, which does exemplify like the quality of like losing your sense of self, kind of becoming almost a mirror of the other person. Like it is literally the total embodiment of attachment, of unhealthy attachment. And the second I left that treatment center, I was very disciplined. I was very organized and structured within myself, to the point where I could lay a foundation and say, like, I do not accept this anymore. I want to create a change, and I want to love freely, and I want to be freely. I don't want to do anymore. I just want to be. And in being, I release that attachment. So that's what I'm coming to learn throughout this whole transition. And literally the second that I left, I chopped off my hair. Because the biggest part of me was that feminine. Like I was always hyper feminine to please that man, to, you know, be this other person. Like I
also to please your mom too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Hispanic shit too. Like you want to be this like hoochie mama, like, yes, I am that female. But like so that that person won't leave you, or so that your family can be proud of you. Like it's always just giving, giving, giving. And ultimately, like, we're the ones that end up fucked over. Like you don't end up winning because you're self-sabotaging. You're doing that to yourself. And like that's what I saw within myself. And when I cut off my hair, I surrendered total attachment to this idea that my hair would hold that feminine energy. No, I learned that if I want to express myself in a feminine manner, it comes from me. It's an energetic thing. And I mean, just with everything, like that was a big statement for me. That was a bold move in the sense that it wasn't only for femininity. It was also marking the movement that I promised myself that I'm on this journey now to detach. And I know that it's not going to be perfect. I'm human. I'm not going to like, you know, forever just, you know, not attached to anything. Like I know I'm going to fuck up. I still feel it. Like I still feel that anxiety of like, oh my God, you know, what if this person is, and I ground myself and I'm like, no, if this person is thinking of me, whatever, like I need to go home. Like I'm driving. Like shut up, Rain. It's an automatic, it's a habitual thing. So I think like, and it ties into that concept of like, your brain can be an excellent servant, a loyal servant to you, but it can also be a very horrible master if you let it take over. Like the goosebumps that just got over me. Like we all deserve freedom, and we shouldn't have to like choose between love or freedom. Like when I was in treatment too, like I used to get this question a lot, actually, ironically, and it's kept coming to me, like the concept of love and freedom. Which one would you choose? And at the time I was like, freedom, because freedom allows love to flow freely. But now at this point where I'm, you know, I'm a little closer to healing, or I'm healed ish. Like I feel it very few, like the thoughts and the obsessions. Like I feel like now I would choose love, because love frees you. Love is not an external thing anymore that I give to someone because I want them to love me. No. Whoever loves me. I just love myself, and I choose to release those parts that are like so attached, that are so insecure, that are just unloved by me. The parts that I've abandoned myself, because when I was a child, I was abandoned. So then I learned to do that with myself. And now I'm recognizing it's very difficult too, because like you're staring yourself in that face of like, okay, wait, shit, I'm here. Yeah. Like now we're looking at the dirty shit, but do I face it now and just get over it? Or do I continue to linger this emotion, this one emotion, for years of my life and act on this emotion? Wow. So I chose to surrender, and I'm choosing love. Love, when I see that part of myself that I may not like, that is not something that I'm proud of, I choose to surrender to that and show that love. So that's why now, if I was asked the same question my therapist asked me in that 21-day freaking treatment center of inpatient care, would you choose love or would you choose freedom? I would say love. Yeah.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
The way this just like went somewhere.
No, yes. And it's kind of interesting that you said like choosing love and
oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Our little microphone. But it's kind of when you had said like between like choosing love and freedom, like both of those, I heard this divine feminine woman describe this once, of between the divine masculine and the divine feminine is like what a divine masculine really truly craves deep down is freedom. Like they want to be with their love, but they want that freedom. They don't want to feel like she's controlling me, she's trapped. And then I feel like deep down, women, we really just want love. Like you do, you know?
Wow.
And I feel like when you said that, it just like
on that journey to like find myself. So just for the purposes of the video, I'll like repeat that one part. So when I was on my like self-exploration journey, I just remember like this one point like looking at myself like in the mirror, like in the treatment center, and I had like no idea who I was. Like I was just looking at like almost all of this creation that I had like made for someone else. And I thought it was gonna be fun. Like I thought I was like, oh, you know, like I'm finding myself, but in reality, like I lost myself. Like I had to like face so many like wounds to like uncover that person. I don't know if like you can hear that, but
they'll be able to hear it.
Okay.
Because the mic is right there.
Oh, perfect!
Do you want some cold water in your scalp? Yeah.
Maybe some in my mouth too. I'm thirsty.
You are? I'll do that too.
Thank you. But yeah, like I had to heal a lot to not only like find a part of myself, because I didn't find shit. Like what I found was a dead corpse. What I did though was create this new identity and someone that I have much more like, I guess, respect for. I do respect the old version of me though, but this one though, I cultivated with so much care, with so much grace. I put in effort. And that's not to say that I don't love the person that brought me to this point, but I embrace that like that was who I was and that is the past. And those are still thoughts that I like struggle with, like, oh my god, you know, like what if I turn back to my old ways? And I was talking about this like to one of my friends, like I was being vulnerable with them, and I was like, what if I revert back to my old behavior? And she told me, the fact that you say, what if I revert old behavior, like those words specifically mean that you got out of it,
right?
That you're far from it, that you've grown. So now you have the option whether to go back or not.
Right.
That's your control. It's in your control now. And like that was the most like liberating like thing I could hear, the most liberating reaffirmation, because that gives me security that like all that I built myself up to be, I can continue. And I forgive myself, like as disgusting the things that I did in the past, like I see the reason why. It's like that vulnerability is special and personal to me. No one else has to understand it. I forgive myself for those things. I mean, this whole like concept is about detachment, just like releasing everything that one holds on to, and like one of those is also like all the mistakes that we made. Those nights where you think about that embarrassing like moment that happened 7 years ago to like that one moment where you really fucked up. And like,
you know, I gotta say something. It reminds, it just tapped in of like how, I'm gonna let that purple sit for a second, like how you were saying like you like remade this whole new version of you, and it's just so funny. And it's funny you're here too, is because when I hear you say that, I'm just like, no, you literally have been like this the second I met you. Like I could even cry. Like when I met you, like I feel like just like how you said, when you met me, you already saw me for like the highest version of myself, which is what we do with a lot of people. But that's how I feel with you. Like when I hear all these like little things, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. She needs to go. But it's like you didn't like you already were this person. You just didn't know who you were because you had so many outside factors, your ex, your mom, different people who were like constantly telling you weren't enough. But it's like you've always been like enough, like so much more. Like you're actually like more than enough. That's why like people couldn't handle you, is because you are like so confident and comfortable in yourself. And like I just want you to keep, not even recommend, like want you to just keep doing that, keep being free and being that spirit. And like if people look at you this way, it's just because they don't like themselves. You love yourself, so you're gonna now start attracting more of those people on those vibrations. So don't be as hard on yourself. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, I feel like because I can relate to that, of like wanting to go back to my old ways of like, I don't know, whatever it is. But it's like you don't it always stays the same wave is always happening. You just learn how to like go up and down with it better. Like you're not necessarily like gonna go back as like you're gonna sit there with that feeling and be like, no, I don't have to do that anymore, you know? So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Like I feel like I literally like, you're still transforming in your butterfly stage. But I remember she said that to me once. She's like, I already saw you for like who you're becoming now when I first met you, and that's how I feel with you and with you now too. Literally, love you, sis.
I love you. That's so beautiful that you saw that, like that you could see me for like this grown self.
Put it like right
Fire. I'll hold on to
here.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm weird like that. I'm quirky. I'm like, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Lemons.
So now we're washing your hair. Not that you even care about what's happening with your hair. So now we're like doing.
I'm
your
like,
hair.
you
You're
do
like
your
anything.
thing, girl. I trust.
And then I'm gonna tone it and I'm gonna make it icier. Okay.
Oh yeah, eat it up.
And you cannot see your hair until the end.
Woo! I love this. I love these moments. Thank you.
And we were even thinking, I brought my makeup. If you could do like a little yes.
Play it away. And then you do your thing.
Yo, actually, I was already thinking that.
What thing?
I was already thinking. I'm like, yo, like, I'm like.
The eyebrows.
Come back there.
We have a joke on the eyebrows.
You can, my makeup bag is like really ghetto. It's just a plastic bag.
Girl, I know.
Ghetto is the
I saw
best.
it the other day. But trust me, girl, I've been there. Okay, when I first started.
And that's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's good.
My serums fell in my
Also, can I say that like a lot of times the people that can see you, like your divine self, like who you are beyond what they see in front of them, are the people that have done the work.
Yes.
The people that are spiritually in tune.
You're right.
Aware. Like, and I'm not saying, look, I wasn't perfect, and I still had my own work and my own journey that I needed to go through when I saw Mel, but my spirit was
still the same.
Yeah, I had the spirit of transparency, you know? And it's funny because my name actually means clear.
Wow.
And it also means like the shading that creates highlight in an artistic term. Mm-hmm. And what your mom was telling you, Mel, the other day is like, she's like, I'm a firm believer that your name is like, even though your parents don't know, you know, what their name is sometimes.
Yourself.
Yeah, what your name is like what you become. Like it's a part of who, just like your DNA, just like your signs and all that stuff. Like it's just as much like as, you know.
Wait, give me the mic really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she just said, this is a deep conditioner sitting for a second while I get your toner, is that your name is like what you become. And that's because you actually name yourself before you come to earth to remind yourself who you are and like what your purpose is. And you know what my name means? Do you know what my name means?
Melanin.
It means melanin. It means darkness, tan skin, goddess. Yeah, so that's why I'm always talking about transmuting the darkness, you know? So
and but I also believe, because again, with the transparency, the light and the darkness, with my name, I always have like, there's always two ends of the spectrum, right? So you say that your name is what you are to become, but I say that your name can also be what you are to come from. So maybe in your life, your name is Melanie, and maybe there's a lot of darkness, maybe from your past, or in this lifetime, you are going to go through many shadows, many clouds, right? But because you are Melanie and because you know who you are, you know how to navigate around that. And you guys are talking about the waves of life, right? And you know how they say like about sinking or swimming, you'll either sink or swim. Well, I say surf the waves, be on top of the waves. And I feel like that's what it is. With surfers, they'll swim, you know, and sometimes they go down. Sometimes the wave is too high and they're like, oh, I gotta go down. I gotta go under the wave before I crash out, before the wave crashes me out. So I say, life is not always about whether you're gonna sink or swim. When you really get to that point of you know who you are, and you know your journey and how your journey has become a part of you and has fueled you and has been like the soil, you know, to your garden, the garden of your flowers that you are, you know, that's when you begin to surf those waves. You become a surfer and you become like, you know, you own it. You own it. Look, I'm going to go down because I know this is the time for me to go down. I can't let those waves crash me out. But I also know when I know how to surf. I know how to balance. I know how to, and all that stuff. And so, you know, I feel like not everybody gets to that point. There's a lot of people in their entirety of their life that they don't reach that level of enlightenment. But the fact that you're sitting here saying who I used to be, you're moving closer, and you're so young still. You're still so young. Things change in 1 year. Things change in 1 week.
Yeah, they do.
Hell yeah.
So you have no idea that all of this that you're going through, the ups and the downs, are all a part of your journey to who you are to become, who you already are. You just have to meet her. The same way your younger self, your childhood self that went through the things that you went through when you were younger, would look to you and say, wow, you're so cool. That child still lives inside of you. That child isn't gone. That child didn't die. That child still lives with you every single day. And who you are today is going to live with who you are to become. And if you could just know that, like, if you look in the mirror and look at the person that you aspire to be, allow that person that you aspire to be to look back at you and tell you, you're beautiful. You got this. You're doing amazing. Keep going. Do that every day. Do that to yourself every day, and I promise you, every day you will start to see, all of a sudden, time passes by, a year from now, a couple years from now, when you hit 25, you're going to be like,
I love how
my gosh.
Kiki's talking like she's like 40. But she is in
She's
her
an
soul.
old soul.
But she's still so young too, like this rocker.
Hell yeah.
Like this. You.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Now we're gonna do your
is this my phone?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
I'm
got a
like,
free
and
picture
this
of me.
is a picture of me.
Just kidding.
I'm like,
My
I don't have my
background,
hair that
my
that
background
fast.
is you and me and you and Ro. Good times.
Oh yeah.
In Rome?
Ron.
That's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your hair lifted.
I think it's
really
went
good.
to Rome. I had a feeling it would.
It lifted so good, boo. Oh my god.
Woo! Are we icy one?
We gonna be
So cute.
soon.
Yeah,
So-
she hasn't even put on the toner yet, so
it's
it's
still
gonna be-
pretty good for being this bright. I know. For you, like
But you always
not
get
having
it
the
though.
toner.
Like, remember when we split dyed my hair?
I love that.
The bleach came out like phenomenal. Oh my god! And then when I went ginger, you had to like dye, bleach it. Yeah.
Ginger?
Yeah, well, not ginger, but like a chestnut brown. You had to bleach it before.
Oh yeah, yes.
Dude,
Your hair
you
takes
ate that
it.
shit up.
Sis.
No, because it usually doesn't take up. Like, I bleached my hair like one time, like before coming here.
I really love you with short hair. I think it totally suits.
I like it. It really is a liberating feeling, and it does make me feel much more comfortable.
You have to be
energetically.
really pretty to have short hair, bro.
I don't think so. I just think it's like the energy that comes with it.
It does. You're right. You
Because-
are right, but
I do understand though,
me
because it's not.
and with this
conventional.
haircut, I would not look cute. And that's not because I'm confident. I am confident. I think I'm the baddest bitch, but
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't think I could do it.
Honestly,
I feel like you
I
can
think
rock it.
I think you just it depends on like the shape of your
It's
head.
the shape of my head. I have
Yes.
a scoop.
No, but here, listen. I had a skull surgery
You do have a little craziness going on too, but it still works, bro. I don't know, your shit just.
Because you know what? Here's the thing. That's what I said too. I was like, I'm never gonna have. I can never cut it like that because my head is shaped like this, and on top of that, I have a fucking scar the size of my middle finger that goes around my head. So it's like, oh my god, I never want to do this, and I was like bullied for that when I was a little kid. Like I had so much trauma surrounding the idea of like, I want to cut off all my hair, though I've always wanted to do it.
Look up a little.
So I literally said, fuck it, like what's the harm in it? I could always just grow it out or put on a wig.
It's just hair.
Right. So I did it, and at first I had to sit with it, because like it's not something, at least for me, that I did because like I knew I would look good. I knew that it was going to be like a mental challenge. I get off on that shit. Like when I did it, I sat with it. And then I saw the pictures of me in times before, and I was like, holy shit, she's so beautiful. Wait a minute, and I still have this hair. Let me like take advantage. So I just went for it, and I went balls deep, and like
Did you buzz your own hair?
Yeah, I buzzed my own hair.
I love that.
And I bleached my own hair.
That whole journey in itself, that like doing it on your own.
Doing it, yeah.
I mean, I had Mel, and we already agreed on that. I was like,
sure.
Mel, you can do the honors. But if I didn't have a Mel in my life, who was gonna do it?
Who was gonna
do it?
Nobody.
You know what? A friend of mine, like when it first happened, like Buzz, a friend of mine did it. And then I want to say like 3 weeks after like she did that favor for me, like that we like both just sat together and like we buzzed my hair and like we like washed my hair and like we bleached it together.
You're not
Once we
friends
did that, yeah, she stopped being my friend, and like to me it was a big shock because I had grown so attached to this person.
Yeah,
Whoa.
especially sharing
this
that.
is the whole
that
story. What happened?
Especially sharing that like spiritual
Oh,
experience with them. It feels like
Very
like
spiritual.
you're my sister now. Like you I feel connected to you because you know how much this means to me, and you were there for me in my time of.
You're saying everything on point. This friend, I went to treatment, and she was the first one I called, and I was like, listen, like I feel I'm having like very like intense suicidal ideations, like I need help, and I know that you know a place, like please like help me. And she did. After the fact, like we became so connected, like on a spiritual level, like we became connected in a psychological level where like we just became comfortable around each other. Like we would go out and push our boundaries and like fucking go and troll people. Like humor was our thing, like that was our bonding point. And like
you goofballs,
literally, bro. And then I went like, and we had like sexual experiences together.
Oh, okay.
And then it became like I started to see a
Oh,
pattern.
it's her?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. And
But that's because you wanna know why it didn't work out?
tell me.
It didn't work out because you did this, you did the whole chop and everything that your life was leading you to, right? This whole transition, getting rid of these people and getting rid of the ideas and who you wanted to be. Look, you had that experience with that person, but guess what? It didn't work out because they were not meant to walk with you on the next chapter of your life, on this next part of your journey. Sometimes the big chop, even if she was the one who had her hands on the clippers, at the end of the day, it's your journey, your path, and even people that are that close to it and get to see you at the very, the very front, of that journey, they don't get to see you at the end of it.
Maybe from afar on Instagram, but like not walking yet.
Yeah, and trust me, like the person that you will be, later on in this journey, because it doesn't really ever end. No. But later on in this journey, like you're gonna know, you're just gonna feel it and know, like that would have never worked out. That would have never lasted. Like who I was. That's why we were connected, because I was compatible. We were compatible because she was compatible with who I was.
Right.
But not with who I'm supposed to be. Not with who I'm, who I want to be.
Right. Yeah. I just felt like I would hit a brink, like every time. Like no shame. Like there's just different people for different things, and like attachment shows up differently. I really did feel that. Yeah. And now I feel like I'm growing at an exponential rate. Like whereas before I was I was growing, but I was asking the universe for a push. Like, I would pray every night. That's crazy. And then that same day, I don't know if you work with crystals, but I meditate with crystals. I was fucking crazy. And I just grabbed my moldavite and I took it to work with me that same day. And I was like, I want change. Like, I'm ready for another challenge. Give me another challenge. And, like, I can support myself. Like, allow the energy to flow through me. I consent to this. And literally, I want to say, like, she texted me, like, let's hang out. And then an hour later, we're not friends anymore. It was totally cut off in a way where I couldn't even respond.
Or do you not want to share?
I don't think it's relevant to share the facts of it. But, I mean, what she had mentioned was that, like, of things that I did. But I don't recall having done those things. Or maybe I didn't get, like, enough clarity on, like, what it is that, like, she was describing. Because I'm sure that, like, there is some sort of truth to what she was telling me. I wasn't given enough information to, like, know exactly. But, like, the vagueness of it. Like, everything was kind of like a sign, like, okay, you wanted a challenge? Here's a challenge. Let's take away your best friend.
Yeah, it almost feels like it wasn't necessarily, like, even your decision or her decision. It was like a spiritual thing. Like, spirit was moving, and spirit was like, it actually was your decision when you said, I want change. But you didn't know where that change was going to come from. You never do. And a lot of times, it be the places that you least expect it. Right. But the most painful things, you can't have, you know, flowers. You can't have flowers without the rain. You know? So...
Or plowing the soil. Pa, pa, pa. Like, have to turn that shit up and mess it up sometimes. And I'm okay with it. Like, I'm starting to really see, like, the resilience behind me. And I thought, like, because I was friends with her, like, it felt for, like, such a long time. And, like, I thought, like, you know what, like, I may not be able to have fun on my own. Like, that's I think, that changed. When she, like, just disappeared, I started to figure out, holy shit, I'm so fun by myself. I literally went clubbing by myself yesterday.
Are you guys ready for the big reveal? Are you ready?
Yes, no, maybe.
Dude, you don't even know.
I don't even know.
Okay, sis.
You guys
Last
are killing
little
me.
thing. Love you.
I love you. I can't. Wait. Sorry.
No, you can.
Dude, why is this getting pink? Wait, why is it so blonde? Oh my god.
Do you like it?
Like, I love how I can, like my head feels lighter.
Oh my gosh, the cut, the color, and the makeup.
God, the fucking makeup.
She beat your face, right? Yeah.
Damn. She beat. You beat, bro.
Give him a little swash on the back of that thing.
Woo!
Yes.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
I love this so much, bro. You know my head shape.
Like, I know, right? So we did a little
so
taper here to fade it in, and then kept this length, but like texture. You look gorgeous.
The fucking color. Thank you.
Wow, you're so welcome. Come here, give me a hug.
Thank you so much. Aww.
I'm obsessed. I'm not even gonna lie. I am. You look good. Dang, girl crushing. So you guys know how I end the night is with like usually a little reading to see. We can't control this girl now with her new hair, y'all. That energy is just so strong.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna end out this beautiful session with like a little read to just like kind of tap in where you are right now and show you that the universe is you're in your goofy mood and I'm cracking up. So,
likewise. Definitely this one is calling me.
All right. It was for me too. So
that's good.
Yay, sis. Okay. So, have I ever done your card?
Yes.
Yeah, after your hair before, right?
What did I get? Did I get like a cheetah?
I won't remember. I won't. But each time it will be different, you know, because it's like the energy that you're at right now, literally. So after everything we just talked about, I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to tell you the exact message that you need to hear. So just so we kind of tap into your energy on that, I just want you to put your hand up here. Yes, those fire hands of Reiki. Yes. And then we're just going to take like 4 deep breaths together. Okay? Give me your hand, babe. Put it like right there. Okay, perfect. Good job. Ready? Beautiful. Okay. Damn. Okay, the message came out.
The way that the lion just...
Wow. I knew it was going to be a multiple card reading for you, but I'm actually curious to see how many just fell out.
That's so many.
That is a lot.
But you know what's funny? Like, I've been hearing the word lion a lot.
Have you?
Yeah. So that's why it's like, it came to me like, wow. And that one just happened to be like on your lap. Like, everything else fell. But
wow. I'm putting these in like the order that I see them. Oh, yeah, every single one of these is spot on for you.
For real?
Literally, already. I'll read each one. Lion, courage, ask for what you want. That's what you do into the universe. Squirrel, preparation, get ready for big changes. Otter, surrender, let go of control.
Holy shit.
Moose, authority, you know what is best for you. Period. Lynx, discernment, look beyond the immediate appearances. Monkey, ingenuity.
Ingenuity? What's that?
Oh, wait, ingenuity. Okay, I can spell. I can read. I can read. I am literate.
Oh, man.
Ingenuity. That is weird, though, right? Like,
is that not genuine? Does that mean that? Ingenuity?
The situation calls for adaptability and innovation.
Oh, ingenuity.
Ingenuity.
Like engineering and mind blown.
Boundaries.
Damn.
Wow.
And then the lion.
Okay.
Boundaries the last. And wow.
Okay. We're going to read. And the bear to the lion. Okay.
The 2 big ones at the end and the beginning.
Right?
Like, we got them strong walls.
We do got them strong walls. You guys don't get it. All right. Our last combo. All right.
Oh, man.
Woo. Oh, no. Now you guys get it. All right. Don't assume that others in the world around you will know at any given moment what your preferences and desires are. You must announce them, speak them directly and clearly. If you state your wants and needs, the worst that can happen is you just won't get what you want. But I guarantee if you don't ask, then you're less likely to get what you want. First, ask yourself what exactly it is you want. Whether something simple like a request past the salt or something more complex, like a hug or a kind word from a loved one. The more personal your desires, the harder it can be to ask. But really, what's the risk? Someone will say no, you won't get what you want, or you'll be shamed. It's going to take courage, not fearlessness, but courage. You can be afraid and still risk expressing your wants. This flies in the face of all your earlier training to keep quiet and suffer in silence. But why continue to be a martyr, denying yourself the privilege of receiving? It makes life a lot easier to know the power of expressing your desires. Wow. And we were just talking about that, literally.
Literally.
Do you want me to read all of them? Or is there like ones that stick? Which ones stick out? And the bear?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like all of them was like a whole like your whole like little thing.
It was, yeah.
But then the final one, bear boundaries. Let's see.
Yeah. Because I feel like I am like on this journey, and something that I do need to work on is boundaries.
Is your boundaries. For sure. I feel like that's also why you kind of ask me about my boundaries a lot. Not in a bad way, in a good way. I appreciate it. Like when you'll call me like, do you have space for that? Or like this and that. Like, and I'm always thinking in my head, but it's because it's you. If it was someone else who I do need those boundaries with, I'd be like, yeah, actually, I can't talk. But since it's you, I'm fine with it, you know? But I feel like you ask that because you need to have that with yourself sometimes, maybe. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you'll be like, you ask me about my boundaries a lot, and I'm not even thinking about them, right? Yeah. But then I appreciate that you brought that up because I'm like, wow, she's thinking about that. That means she's conscious, right? So then, in fact, you saying that made me think like, maybe you asked that to me because you don't get that back with yourself. Would you feel that? Would you say that?
Honestly, I do it to like honor your boundaries. Like just make sure, like to make it not, I guess, like so much pressure on you. Oh shit! I didn't even notice. I asked that with everyone, and honestly, I have one other person, ironically, that has the same reaction as you. She's like, "Bitch, I don't give a fuck, just don't."
No,
my
no,
sister.
But I do really.
No, but she talks to me like that, like you know, sister shit. But like,
that's how I am. Bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, unload. But I mean, personally, I believe like for me, for example, like if I don't have the space and like a friend calls me up and like I'm going through my own shit or like something's happening and I'm not present fully for them, I wouldn't want to continue that conversation. 100%. And I do bring it up with them if ever. Like, oh, can we talk in about like 15 minutes? Like I set my boundary where needed, but that's why I bring it up because I don't want people to feel pressured like
like in that moment
spot, right?
For you to be your complete self, the self that the Creator wants you to be, and that you know in your heart of hearts is your destiny. Kiki, you better be listening to this because we just talked about something that we said. Sorry. But Mom, watch me jump in the pool. Thanks, honey. All right, let me chill. But okay. I'll start over. For you to be your complete self, the self that the Creator wants you to be, and that you know in your heart is your destiny, you must not only define who you are, but who you are not. It's only when you can say clear no that you can say a clear yes. And both are equally important in defining where your edges are. Do you know why that is connected? The edges. What did you ask me earlier?
Dude, the edges.
You said, do I have the edges now?
Oh my god. Wait, but also in yin yoga, like there's this like concept about like meeting your edge.
No way.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I've been working on yin yoga, so that's why it also connected.
Wow, look at how much chills I have.
Oh my god, you actually got chills.
Setting your boundaries in this way increases your confidence and sense of autonomy, and your choices become clearer. This doesn't mean you always say no. It just means that you are secure in knowing that you can. This is critical in accomplishing your mission, whatever that may be. It's especially important and related to your question. It's very tempting to succumb to others' demands and various distractions that tempt you, as often appears to be the easier route. Yet in our hearts of hearts, we know that we need to establish these limits to stay on our purpose. Wow, we just had this combo. And remember, the only way that others can intimidate you and deny your own power and operate out of fear come from a strong love or malice aggression. Let them feel your full presence. It will work every time. And remember, the only way you can Oh, the only way others can intimidate you is you deny yourself of your own power and operate out of fear.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I know this is gonna sound very interesting, but for the longest time, like, I guess like I carried this trauma. Like when I was younger, some kid in school slapped me, and the next day I went back and I wanted to hand his ass to him, and that ended very badly. I ended up on the floor getting just
Beat up?
taught, yeah, beat up for real by a freaking boy. Yeah, a boy. And I told my mom, and she's like, no, don't do anything. Like, just don't try to get in trouble with him anymore. And like, I mean, I was in the right, whatever. Long story short, this man, he taught me a lesson. He handed my ass to me. And ever since then, I just always thought, like, I'm not capable of being, like, tough, I guess. Like, not tough, but if I gotta, tussle, if I have to, like, defend to the point where, like, someone puts their hands on me and I have to respond back, like, and I've been faced with, like, a couple now situations that I've learned, like, that I do have that power. And that it all comes from confidence. Because I always had, like, these excuses in my head. Like, oh, I'm just too skinny. Like, I can't, whatever. No! You just, hey, girl, You
just square up.
Yeah. And, like, they know. And I think that goes into, yes.
That's being confident. That's why, like, with animals, like, if you're in nature and a bear comes up to you, if you run, it will get you. But if you stand strong, like, they ain't gonna get you.
Right?
Literally.
Right.
And that's kind of how it is with people, too. Like, if you let them walk over you, then they're going to.
Run you over like a carpet.
But you are strong and you are beautiful. And this was amazing. And thank you so much for being on the Spiritual Stylist podcast, friend. How was your experience?
10 out of 10.
Woo! Insert clap chat. But no, it really was an honor to have you on here. And I love you so much. And being a part of your journey is, like, honestly a great honor to me, along with all these other beautiful souls. And, like, just to see you really transform and still transforming is just, like, big sis moment. Literally, like, proud big sis moment. Literally. And, like, from the jump. And I just, like, even sitting here with you now is, like, this is literally what it's all about, is, like, the journey. Like, we're not going to get to some place and be like, I have all the money, I have everything, I'm good, I'm sitting here. You won't. It's literally, like, what we're doing right now and connecting and sharing our story and being vulnerable and being in our feminine and exuding all the above, and, like, even this room is a portal tonight with all of us. We were all supposed to be in here, and, like, even something you just said, like, connected with my friend, that I feel like I just, like, read your mind. But it's just, like, just crazy how we're all connected, and, like, we were all supposed to be here tonight to do this amazing transformation. And look at this girl's hair.
Oh, wait, we're gonna get compliments. Because it's pink.
Oh, pink, yes.
Wait, is that pink?
I think that is pink. Sing it, Kiki. Good job. We love it. Brother, but I don't know. Right. So yeah, y'all. Right, this is pink. Yeah. So, all right, y'all, we're going to wrap this up because we could go on for hours. And we already have, as you can see. But no, honestly, thank you so much for being on the podcast. And I literally love you, like, from the inside out. Like, you are my sister, and I'm so excited for this journey. And thank you for trusting me with your hair. Literally. And thank you to anybody who tapped into this episode. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube, which is the Spiritual Stylist Podcast. My hair Instagram is Hair by Mel with 4 L's. And my personal one is Mermaid Mel 444, but that's a lot to remember. So we'll just stick with the Spiritual Stylist Podcast. So catch you guys next time. Stay tuned.
Peace out. Oh,
Love you, bro.
I love you.